Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be a tutorial on this look. Now this is the look I wore when I was on Good Morning America, and I really liked the way it looked on camera, so I started wearing this every single day and I've worn it every day since I did it for that day. So I'm really loving it. I think it's perfect for spring, summer, fall, and winter, which is hard to find a look that can be used for all of those, but it's kind of soft enough to use in the summer, yet it's good enough to use in the winter. So you can use this look year round. I totally love it. It's what I've been wearing every day forever. Yeah, and it's really simple to do, which is the best part. It's not hard at all. One thing that you need to know is if you have really pale skin, the blush might not be as good. I'm pretty pale and it's really harsh on me, but on camera it kind of tones it down. So always remember that if you are going to be on camera, you want to put a little bit more blush than you normally would because the lights and stuff kind of tone it down. But other than that, this look you can completely use no matter what skin tone you have. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get into it, and I hope you guys like it. Okay, so the first thing I do is prime the lid, and I'm using Painterly Paint Pot by MAC, and I just get a little bit on my finger, and then I pat it onto my lid all the way up to my brow. This is just going to help the shadows stick and last all day, and it gives it a little bit of a sheen, and I am really into shimmery shadows. I don't really like the whole matte look right now. Okay, so the next thing I do is take Chardonnays Pigment, and it looks like this. To me, this looks like a mix between All That Glitters and Honey Lust eyeshadows. This particular pigment I think was discontinued. I got it at my CCO, but if you cannot find this, you can just use All That Glitters or Honey Lust and you'll get pretty much the same look. So I'm going to take a MAC 239 and just pick a little bit of this up on my brush and tap off any excess, and I'm going to pat this onto my lid. Like that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is do my highlight. Most of the time I do my highlight last, but for some reason for this look I feel like it works better if I do it now. And this is Universal Mix Pigment, and it looks like this. It is just a very shimmery, light, fun color, and I'm going to apply it with a MAC 227. So I just get a little bit of this on the brush like that, and then I'm going to place this under my brow, and I'm going to take it all the way to the inner corner. I love this color. It's not shimmery in the sense that it has like chunky monkey glitter, but it gives it a sheen, kind of like a metallic, if you know what I'm talking about. This is my favorite type of eyeshadow at the moment, like a satin sheen look instead of matte or glittery. So the next thing I do is I take a pressed shadow, and this is Bronze by MAC. And I apply this with a MAC 226 brush, which is a very little crease brush because I like to really be able to shape my crease the way I want to, and if you use a fatter brush, it's kind of harder. So, okay, what I do is I start out here on the outer corner, and I bring it in, and I make sure to stay kind of true to my eye shape. Take it out. It gets kind of rounded. So like that, and I know it looks like a really harsh line, but we will fix it, and I'm going to kind of fill this little corner area in. Next, I take Beauty Marked eyeshadow, which is a really pretty purple. If it'll focus, it's a purple and it has a little bit of red in it, or pink, and I'm going to get a little bit on that same brush, and I'm going to put this on the very bottom line of my crease, just about halfway in, and then I'm going to pull it down like this, so then it kind of gives that outer V a darkness, like that. Then I take a MAC, what is this, 219 pencil brush. It's just a skinny little brush like this, and I'm going to get some of that same Beauty Marked eyeshadow, and I'm going to just exaggerate that line that I just did with the fluffier brush. like that. And then I'm also going to put a little bit on my lower lash line. And connect them. Oh my gosh, you guys, you know what I just realized? I haven't put mascara on this eye, and this eye is supposed to be completely finished so that you can see how I get to this point. So let me put mascara on it really fast. Okay, that's a little bit better. So now I'm done with the shadows, and I'm going to take a blending brush. Now this is a Laura Mercier finishing eye brush. It looks like this, and I don't know if you can really tell, but it is like a stippling brush, but it's for the eye. So you have your denser black hairs, and then you have your thin white hairs at the very top. And I like to take this brush and just go along the creases of my shadow and kind of soften them out so that it's not so harsh. So I go along here, and I do the bottom. Kind of just make it all fade together. Now for liner, I have currently been using the Black Track Fluid Line from MAC with a 210 brush. And I just get a little bit of this on the brush, and then I line my upper lash line. For me, I like to start lining in the middle of the eye and go all the way out to the edge, and then from the inside and go to the center, so it's hard to talk while I'm actually putting the eyeliner on. So if you can just watch, that would be kind of easier. Okay. Okay, so I also take the same liner and I line my waterline, which is this little flap of skin right here. I like lining that better than lining my lower lash line. I just think it gives a kind of, I don't know, darker effect. And I love using the Black Track Fluid Line. Now, this is not approved to use on your waterline because they can't approve anything that's waterproof, but I promise you, you will be fine. But if you have very sensitive eyes, I would probably use an eyeliner that is approved for use on the waterline. So I'm just going to press my skin right here. That way I'm not pulling down on my eye and, you know, causing premature wrinkles. So I'm just going to press right here and line this little flap of skin. Oh, could you guys see that? Ugh, I hope you could. Basically what I did is just press right here and go over this. Okay, now I'm going to curl my lashes, and I just like to hold it on for about 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And I am using CoverGirl Lashblast Mascara. I used to use this every day. It used to be my favorite mascara, and then I stopped, and now I have started liking it again. So I'm just going to apply one coat to all of my lashes. Then I like to take whatever is left over on the brush and just put it on my lower lashes. So that is it for the eyes. For blush, I just like to take my MAC 129 brush and Laguna Bronzer by NARS, which looks like this. And I just take a little bit on each side of the brush, and I'm going to apply this kind of on the hollows of my cheek, but a little bit higher to fake higher cheekbones. Like that, and do the same on the other side. It looks harsh, but don't worry, it gets blended out. Just like the eyes. Okay, then I like to take a hot pink blush. This is MAC Tippy. It was limited edition from the Hello Kitty collection, so if you can't get this anymore, any hot pink blush will do, and I place this just on the apples of my cheeks. Okay, now I take a rag and I just wipe this brush off on it to get all of the product off of it. And then I use this same brush to go in and blend this to make it a little bit softer. You can take it up towards your temples. I just don't like it to be so harsh. Okay, then for lips, I'm taking Dervish lip liner and I'm going to line my lips. Okay, then I'm going to take my MAC lipstick in Viva Glam Gaga. Just put that on my lips. All of the proceeds of this go to the MAC AIDS Fund, which is completely amazing. That's when you buy this, like $14 that gets donated to AIDS, which you might not think is a lot, but if everybody bought one of those, it would be a lot. And then I just take my finger and blend this out so that the lip liner line and the lipstick, since it's not similar in color really, it's not so harsh. I like to do that though because it gives it a little bit of difference. And then for lip gloss, I'm using Fashion Scoop Cream Sheen Glass. This is like a Dazzle Glass, but it's without the glitter, which you might think is funny, but it has the same texture. It's really soft and really creamy, but again, it's not glittery. It's kind of just like sheeny, which I absolutely am loving right now. So that is the look. I hope you guys like it. If you want to try it out, if you don't have these products, you can use whatever products you have. You can go to the drugstore and just buy some colors that looked similar to these. And then I would like you to do a video response posting yourself doing this, or if you can't record it, just take a picture of it, because I'd like to see you guys do this too. So I hope you guys liked this, and I will talk to you later. Bye!